this dude, he thought it would be funny to just wake me up out of a dead sleep with an electric taser. That whenever I went to the Marine Corps, it was almost a relief, dealing with the training and stuff, because at least I felt like that really had a purpose. And from then, you're in a process. As soon as they open that door and start yelling at you, you're on these footprints, you're on your way, you got your head halfway shaved, you've already done more push-ups than you've probably done in the last 3 months in the first 3 hours. It's a very stressful thing. I mean, try to explain to somebody that for 24 hours a day, somebody's trying to kill you. Death is this thing that we hear about and we know exists, but we're not really afraid of it at this point. I'm 19 years old. There's nothing that can hurt me. That's what you're going to struggle with the most, John. Why are you fighting? You're fighting because the idea of doing something for your country appealed to you. You're fighting because your brother next to you, his life depends on you. Oh, man. Yeah. It's rough to deal with, all the destruction and all the stuff that you see go down there. And there is no reason why. There's no reason to kill one another. We're certainly smart enough to be able to communicate with one another without weapons, but somebody wants to make them, right? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what goes on with this war. It's awful. Just to be able to think about my place in the universe. I mean, that's what the whole spirituality thing has come to mean to me, just be somewhere where you can understand your place in the universe. I hope that I'm able to come to Slovenia as often as possible. If it's up to me, I'll be over here every single year. That's just how much I feel welcome here. That's basically where I'm at. I just want to find my place in the world, man. It's not a huge place either, I can promise you. As you well know, we're kind of a drop of water in the ocean, So here we are, doing our thing. Kakva faca si ti?
Hvala lepa, ti tudi.
Moram se naučiti slovenščina.
You have time. And you need time.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Charles, hi.
How are you?
Thank you for coming to our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All the way from?
Tennessee in the U.S.
Yeah. You were also born in Tennessee.
I was, yeah.
Tell me a little about it.
I was born in 1985 in East Tennessee, kind of right outside of Knoxville. My mother and my little brother, we lived there for a little while. I also have a sister as well. But my father, him and my mother separated, and we were just kind of raised by her there in Tennessee. It's farmland. Woods, hills, mountains, everything that you imagine that you'd see in that area of the South. That's kind of how we were raised, outdoors, in the woods,
So we were speaking, you said your childhood was not that easy.
There were some pretty rough parts of it because of, my father and my mother no longer being together. She was actually with another man and she was married to him. And he was a pretty harsh dude, and we dealt with some physical overexertion, if you will, and it was just one of those things where he didn't really enjoy the part of being our our dad, it seemed like. So we dealt with a lot of kind of, mistreatment in that way. I mean, I could go into detail on some of those things, with just what kind of guy this is, but just suffice it to say that he wasn't very friendly, and so I dealt with that as a child, dealt with overexertion of physical force and a lot of different types of things like that, and I mean, I could give you one example. This dude, he thought it would be funny to just wake me up out of a dead sleep with an electric taser. I mean, it sounds as crazy as it actually is, but that's an example of some of the stuff that I had to deal with from this dude. Mm-hmm. So to say it was harsh is probably pretty accurate.
You were living on a farm, or?
We were living in a rural area. It's the countryside. Us personally, we didn't have any animals, but a lot of my friends did. So many of the summers in that, we would pitch hay and work on farms, even though they were our neighbors' farms. Growing up, it was just that type of,
So you were growing up mainly outdoors.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We there wasn't the internet and all this to keep everybody tied down, and we spent every moment we could outside, And I was into sport and hiking from an early age, just being out in the woods from an early age.
And then you went to high school. We who are not from USA see high school in movies and TV series, and high school is a very important part of a man's life or a woman's life.
Yes.
In America, it's very, I don't know, in the movies we see it's a lot of segregation. This group and this group and that group. Mm-hmm. Was it like this?
Oh yeah, I mean, you're always going to have like different cliques of folks that they kind of hang together. You have the athletes, you have me personally, I didn't really have a clique that I hung out with specifically. I was an athlete, but I was also hang out with the skateboarders, and I would hang out with basically anybody. I really didn't have a clique or anything like that in high school. But I loved sport, so played a lot of football. Actually, at one point, imagined that I might be able to go collegiate and play at a higher level of sport. And that was the original idea, was that I might be able to get into, a collegiate level of sport and do my education while I played. And it didn't really work out because the dude that my mother was married to, he didn't really, I wasn't able to participate in sport like I really should have been able to, because I would get pulled out of practice for some of the most craziest stuff, so it was hard to play. After I realized that I'd missed, he pulled me off the team. I wound up missing a whole season of sport, and that's when I decided that I was going to be a Marine. Like the Marines, they came in with their dress blues uniforms, and being young, I was probably 13 at the time. Whenever I first seen these guys, I really just had a lot of admiration for what I thought they stood for and things like this. And, it was just the only plan that I had after that. After seeing them, after knowing that the sport might not work out because of this stuff that I was missing, what I was dealing with as a youngster, I just, I knew it wasn't going to work out. So I went and I signed up for the military.
You were 17.
I was 17. I started school a little bit early, and so I graduated a little bit early. And yeah, my mother, she actually had to sign a piece of paper saying, yeah, you can take our son to the military. And yeah, I went to boot camp, turned 18, and went through the training there at Parris Island, South Carolina. And it was everything that I hoped it would be. Honestly, it was like the physical stuff, it was like I done been through so much at that point that whenever I went to the Marine Corps, it was almost a relief, you know, dealing with the training and stuff, because at least I felt like that really had a purpose, you know, instead of just for some fun, you know. And yeah, very happy to get out of the situation that I was in. At 17, I was plenty thrilled to go there. They actually trained me in nuclear, biological, chemical warfare defense. And I would run, you know, gas chambers to where you practiced and used your equipment, your chemical and biological warfare equipment. And we also had some vehicles that we worked on in that regard. And yeah, so that was what I was trained for. Well, whenever I went to the unit and we started getting ready, they quit having so much chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear folks over there. So I actually went to Iraq, and I was on a unit called Quick Response Force. So basically our job was to react to anything, you know, if our guys were being attacked anywhere, and we covered the Anbar province at this time, then we would go out and we would set up checkpoints. We would keep them safe, try to get the situation under control, and we would react to, you know, different threats around the base. Mm-hmm. Basically, that was our main job. You know, we had some other duties as well, where we might stand post, we might do some guarding and other types of ways. But yeah, for the most part, we were just 16 hours a day. We were either patrolling or standing some sort of guard, or, you know, in that capacity in some way. So I didn't actually do any of the nuclear, biological, chemical defense like I was trained in theater, but I actually more went as an infantry capacity, if you will, you know. Mm-hmm. And while I was over there, I had some very harsh realizations as a young man about really the fragility of life. Because really at that point, we call it 10 foot tall and bulletproof, mm-hmm. unstoppable. And then once you start seeing folks perish in that kind of situation, you realize just how easy it is, you know? And without saying too much, the lower guys on the totem pole, we don't really understand all the politics. We don't really understand why we're doing this or doing that. So there was some confusion there too, as to, you know, just trying to make sure you're doing the right thing, you know? And it was just a wild experience. I mean, anything that you can imagine in war, we've seen, you know, we'd been shot at, we'd been nights and nights of getting artillery shells landing on our base, and we're in the middle of the desert at this point. There's not really too much set up, so they're just driving around, shooting rockets at us, doing this, that, and the other. And yeah, it was just it's a very stressful thing. I mean, try to explain to somebody that for 24 hours a day, somebody's trying to kill you. And it gets pretty wild, you know, because there's no respite from it, you know. So that was 7 months, 16 hours a day. I was pretty mentally exhausted with that type of thing, and decided, hey, I'm gonna try to move away from this, you know, because of the political thing that I was saying, you know. I'm not saying it's wrong, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying none of us knew really who's making these decisions or why, and it's confusing. I mean, you're over there doing something that's not very pleasant, and you just I want to know that I'm doing the right thing, you know? I don't want to be hurting somebody that, you know, they're just living their life out there, of course, and it's a very difficult situation.
Can we rewind a little bit to the boot camp?
Boot camp.
Because I want to hear a little bit more. Because for most of us, it's just movies. We don't experience this kind of life, and you did experience it. So I want to ask you a little bit more. Is it really like in the movies, sergeant yelling and screaming, and you working and doing push-ups and doing courses and running to the hill and
it's exactly like that. We had a lot of fun things that we did in the Marine Corps. You know, whenever we were in boot camp, and
just tell me, when you come there with the bus or something, and you step out, and what happens?
So you ride a bus there with other recruits, okay? And as we're going, everybody's happy, they're in conversation, you know, everybody's talking. As soon as we get to the Paris Island, welcome to Paris Island sign, it just gets dead quiet. Every person on the bus is now like shaking in their boots, basically. And we pull up, door opens, you see the drill instructors for the first time, they just stand there, they don't really say anything, and then all of a sudden, the silence is shattered by the sound of some Marine Corps drill instructors, which if you hear them on some of the movies in that, their voice, it has a certain, that you can tell they've been yelling for quite a while, and that's exactly how it is. They tell you to get on these footprints, and from then you're in a process. As soon as they open that door and start yelling at you, you're on these footprints, you're on your way, you got your head halfway shaved, you've already done more push-ups than you've probably done in the last 3 months in the first 3 hours. And they had all kinds of, you know, they're training you to be a Marine, so you would go through water qualification, you would go through some marksmanship training, some drill, and some physical fit, of course, plenty of physical fitness. And in the Marine Corps, in Paris Island, they have these 16-inch sand pits. So whenever working out on the quarterdeck's not fun enough, we can go to the sand pit, and we call it being floured and fried. Mm-hmm. Get that sand all over you, roll around in 16 inches of sand for a little while and full of sweat, and then just doing more exercise than you really thought possible. But it's not bad though. It's not like, you don't feel like the drill instructors are going to be there. They're there to hurt you. You know, you think they're there, and they are, to like shape you into this thing that you want to be, you know, this Marine. So it's not easy training. They let you know that whenever I was 17 and I talked to the recruiter, he's like, dude, there's no fancy things about it. This is Marine Corps training. You got to be ready for it. And it's one of the longest boot camps in the service, or the longest boot camp. It's 3 months at the time, and you do various things. It actually comes up to the end, and there's this kind of a final test, if you will, to be a Marine, and this is where we kind of earn our Eagle, Globe, and Anchor in that. But it's they call it the Crucible. Okay, so what we do during this time of the Crucible is that we stay up for basically 3 days straight, completely doing exercises the entire time. I know during my Crucible, we were in water up to our knees for most of the training. And a lot of obstacles, a lot of things like that, long road marches. And then once you're done with those 3 days, and this is a culmination of everything, then you earn the title Marine. You get to actually wear the uniform that you earned, and, you know, now you're a Marine.
And you didn't sleep for 3 days?
It was sporadic, if that makes any sense. Maybe you might have 30 minutes where you can kind of catch a nap real quick without causing too much of a problem, or maybe they'll they'll give you a little break, and then you'll be right back up doing a patrol, doing an exercise. Maybe they're being attacked, and we've got to, do a patrol right then and there, that type of thing. So it's not 100% no sleep, but it's essentially very little or.
Mm-hmm. And then you're a Marine.
Yes, sir.
And then you go to, I don't know, where they put you when you become a Marine.
Yep, I went to Camp Lejeune, mm-hmm. and I was in the NBC unit there. NBC meaning the Nuclear Biological Chemical unit there. It was actually in 2nd LAR, Light Armor Reconnaissance unit there in North Carolina. And worked with some great guys, worked on some pretty special vehicles in regard to what they were doing. And I just, while I was there, that's where I actually met my wife. I was 19 years old, and her and I had this, it's actually a pretty wild story about how I met her. I met her driving down the road, like literally on the interstate. And we went to an air show, hit it off. So early on, I didn't really have any interest in having a relationship or anything like this, because I was so focused on just doing the Marine thing and just, going to Iraq and doing my thing. And really didn't have a whole lot of motivation to do anything other than sometimes some self-destructive stuff. And then I met my lady whenever we were 19. And so that was 1 year or 1.5 years along in the service. And, her and I, we kind of started this. It was like a whirlwind type thing, because we're engaged. Right after we meet, we're already talking about getting married. I got this huge deployment that I'm about to go on. Like, now I'm like, oh man, okay, now I got a girl. And, it kind of leveled me out a little bit. But she stuck right there with me whenever I was in Iraq. Whenever I did have the occasional time to go in to use the phones and that, I would call her and, help a young man get through some stuff like that. Definitely having a lady to talk to, and her name's Julia. And we wind up getting married as soon as I get back, and we have a son when we were 20. His name's Maximus, and that caused some concerns. See, I was done with the military after my 4 years. I was kind of spent in it a little bit. But she was concerned because I really didn't have all this planning. I'd been there since I was 17. Like, she's worried about the future. She's like, you should re-enlist. And I just told her, I was like, no, I don't. And as a joke, because she kept on saying this, I said, if you think it's so easy, then you enlist. She went and became a paratrooper in the Army. She did exactly what I challenged her to do. Not even really a real challenge. It was kind of a joke. But there she was. As soon as I separated, she was already, trying to make sure that we didn't have any lapse in anything. And she was already in the Army, right? So I get out, and now that she's in the Army, I'm taking care of my son at home while she's there, kind of doing some other work and that, that I'm just farm work and stuff that I was accustomed to doing as a child while she's in. And she went and became a paratrooper, and we were stationed in Fort Bragg. That's where she got the housing in that. So we were on base. Again, I start kind of reminiscing about all my time in the military, and I just felt stuck, man. I felt like I'm 17 years old when I joined this thing. I don't really have any other skills, I don't really know what else to do. So I decided I'll join the Army. I thought it was awesome that my wife was a paratrooper, and so I went and did it. I went and joined the Army. it was a process for me to actually be able to become a paratrooper, because they actually stationed me in another unit, which was a great unit. And I asked them to be transferred so I can go and be airborne. So I did the training, and then let's see, that was 2008. Whenever I joined the Army, and I did that training, and we deployed in 2011. So my wife and I, we were both in the same unit. You know, she did different things than I did at that time. Whenever I went into the Army, I no longer did the nuclear, biological, chemical warfare defense. I actually was a radio transmission operator. And they had asked for one of us to be a part of the personal security detail for the commander and be his RTO. I was happy to do that, and got to do some traveling. We'd go around in convoys and the various missions for the command there. And again, 2011, as far as the war was concerned and all this, we were actually advising and assisting at that point, and there wasn't so many interactions or like combat type situations. For us, there was, still sporadic in that, but essentially in 2011, we were preparing the convoy back to Kuwait. Just take the whole, everybody out, basically. So I was a part of that. I was a part of one of the final exits from Iraq. My wife, after we deployed for about 10 months or so, she went back, and then after another month or so, all of our guys went back.
When you were in the boot camp, it's the friendships and the bonding. Is it also like in the movies?
It is. It's one of those things where whenever you're going through something together, there's some camaraderie there, in that we know we're all suffering the same fate here, basically. And so you form some great friendships. And there's a lot of testosterone going on in boot camp. A lot of young men that are just now going to the Marine Corps. And it takes a certain mindset to want to go to the Marine Corps as opposed to other branches of service. So these guys got a lot of testosterone, and they're kind of a lot of fighting and a lot of, stuff like that too in boot camp, because the stress is high. That's the whole point, is to let you, in a safer environment, work under very stressful conditions, And so, we formed, I did form a few friendships there, and friendship in the service in general. I've had some amazing friends, man, like guys that I love, man. Like, seriously, I got love for these guys, and they've been to combat with me. They've certainly would have been willing to die for any Marine, and myself included. And once that kind of situation dissipates and everybody goes back to their lives, and that remains. That's right there where we faced all that stuff together. We don't really take it with us, which is natural, because everybody is just going on with their lives and they're trying to adjust to whatever their new situations are. But it's so disorienting that you're there one day ready to die for one another, and then it's just simple to move apart, if that makes sense.
How does it feel when you got your first deployment? You were building your life, you met your wife, you were going in some direction, and then deployment.
Yeah,
to Iraq, to war.
As much as I hate to say it, Jan, this is what I wanted. Whenever I was a child coming up in Tennessee, like I said, I was starry-eyed the first Marine that I seen. I was like, whoa. And everybody from where I'm from, they have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody in the service anyway, so you get treated with a certain amount of, we'll say respect again, but kind of some admiration in that you're doing something. And it was one of those things I always wanted to do. So whenever I decided, and we talked briefly about my childhood, Jan, but whenever I decided that I was done, you got to understand, mentally, I didn't even really care. I done dealt with so much as a child. The war thing was just, hey, we're going to actually do something worthwhile for our country. And hey, if we perish, then, like I say, we're all 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Death is this thing that we hear about and we know exists, but we're not really afraid of it at this point. I'm 19 years old. There's nothing that can hurt me. I was a Marine too. It's just a certain kind of mindset. You think you're untouchable, So I went over there thinking that I was going to do something great for my country, and I was thrilled. Like, not for the war part, but for hey, I'm over here fighting for my country. I'm doing what any of the kids in my area, they at least have a strong admiration for. If not, they want to do it themselves. You just don't know what you don't know, and then you get over there and you see the reality of everything. It's strings being pulled that you don't really understand. So again, it's not bad, but then you start to think, you're like, is this really what I envisioned?
So these feelings are when you are in the States.
Yeah.
And preparing for war.
Oh yeah, I was
ready. Then
you
go on the plane, you land in the desert, and you are there.
We're there.
And just starting experiencing. And then what you think when you see it for the first time?
Oh man, I was really excited, to be honest. I was kind of worried, I won't say scared, because we're plenty trained and prepared, but apprehensive about what might go down, how fast everything's gonna go, where you actually fly into Kuwait and into Iraq. So whenever you go, we just got flown basically. We were in the middle of the desert. We were right outside of KV at that time in 2005, and we covered such a huge area, but it was a lot of vast desert, So, place that I'd never been before, there was a lot of excitement to it. Not the war part or any of that type of thing, but just the fact that you sat there and as a child dreamed about this, trained for this, and now you're here, if that makes sense. Just kind of a culmination of what you thought you wanted.
And now a little harder part when the bullets start flying. Because I cannot imagine it. That's why I'm asking you. For the first time the bullets started flying, they were shooting, you were shooting. What happens then?
Well, a lot of the interactions that we had, we had a huge problem with IEDs, just in general out there. So a lot of the times, whenever we think about combat, and sometimes it is like this, where you're right in front of one another in the city and you're shooting around corners and this type of thing. But a lot of scenarios that we dealt with were just all of a sudden an explosion going off. Some of our men get hit, and there's been plenty of folks that passed, and one of the guys was 19, and this is what really hit me. I had a friend named Dinkum, and he was 19 as well. We talked, and he wasn't one of my best friends or anything like this, but we knew each other in training and that, and we went out there, and I wasn't on the patrol that he was particularly on, but he wound up getting hit by an IED. Now, this is a scenario. You got this
IED?
person calling that person improvised explosive device.
Okay.
So you have an improvised explosive device. They'll set it up. They'll call their friend down the road, and they'll say, "Hey, they're coming down." They hit. Then they'll shoot from the roofs, or they'll do. And then off into the desert they go. They're not there to fight us. They're heads up, basically. They're doing more of a guerrilla warfare type thing. And I mean, it's exactly how it sounds. There's these folks are trying to kill you, but there's no I'm wearing green and you're wearing orange and we're fighting each other. That's like some kind of idea, That's not the reality of the war. The reality of the situation was there's a lot of folks that might not even been combatants that were doing things. They would blow themselves up. They would take vehicles, strap them down with explosives, and just run into one of our convoys. You want to think that everything's fair and everybody has an opportunity to defend their lives and engage in this, but it gets a lot messier once you actually go over there, So yeah, you start feeling the ground shaking at 19 years old because there's artillery hitting the ground. I've had a rocket go by so close that I could feel the heat off of the rocket. Some kind of sonic thing behind it as it goes by, just the heat and everything. Wow, right there. Could have easily been the end. So once you start realizing things like that, like, oh, okay, I'm actually not immortal here, because that's what you think about your Marine, your comrades too, and they're perishing, So it's hard at that point, especially as a young man, not really knowing all the finer nuances of why the world goes to war and why we go to war, to get disoriented and kind of think, man, I don't really feel right about this, or I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because it's not a team thing where, hey, we're going to compete against one another, and that's not war, of course, It's hard to describe, It's just, you're placed in a situation. If you've ever had somebody that wanted to hurt you, you could probably imagine that. Imagine the person that you've met that wanted to hurt you the most was right outside of your door 24/7, waiting on any slip that you make so that he can take your life. It's a rough world to navigate, And whenever I was over there, I'd actually learned a few phrases in Arabic, which, they're phrases for like searching and things like this. So they wouldn't be really helpful in everyday conversation. But yeah, because of that, I actually had the ability to go up to the Iraqis, with the sergeant, and we would speak to these guys. I would tell them that we're going to search them, and then I would do the search and all this. And yeah, so there's always a lot of nerves just interacting with anybody, because they're like I said, they're wearing plain things. They could have a bomb on them. Any of that type of stuff. And once people start dying, it gets so much more real, dude. The fantasy in your head dissipates to the reality, and there you are.
And then what you do? What?
You survive.
You just survive.
I mean, you're in that situation. There's nothing you can do other than do what you need to do. Whenever you're in a situation like that, everybody is relying on one another. So any hesitancy or anything on a person of one part could very well affect another person and have them, they could perish. So it's a fine line, man. You gotta walk with the whole thing.
It must be hard having bullets fly a little bit from your head and seeing other getting hit and everything. But I'd imagine it must be also hard to shoot back, because shooting at someone it's not easy, I suppose.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we do have a certain rules of engagement. We weren't out there trying to just shoot at any person, that was just walking down the street, and so the only way to justify it is to make sure that you don't do anything that prevents you from sleeping at night. You don't shoot at a sheep herder out in the middle of the desert for fun or something like this, and we've heard those stories about stuff like that. Fortunately, I wasn't involved in that and any type of stuff, so the only reason I'm able to sleep at night is just because I never really meant to harm anybody, I know it sounds odd, because you want to engage with the folks in the arena with you. You don't really want to engage with the civilian population. But there's a lot of casualties in the civilian population, especially when dealing with these huge weapons, So it comes with the territory. You see a lot of things that, children losing parents and parents losing children, and it's something that you don't get used to, It's like one of those things you just hope that you didn't do anything in excess and that you can live with yourself, if that makes sense, There's been times where we've gone out and some of our guys have gotten hit, and we set up in the middle of the desert and we sit there for hours looking for one of our Marines' arms that got blown off in a improvised explosive. And gotta take him all back home. So there we are, looking for this Marine's appendage so that he can return home. It's destruction all the way around.
I gotta ask you about the why when you're there, because when we are here we see the news and we can get the broader picture, but when you're there, in your mind, what is the why? Why am I fighting?
That's what you're gonna struggle with the most, John. Why are you fighting? You're fighting because the idea of doing something for your country appealed to you. You're fighting because your brother next to you, his life depends on you, And basically you're fighting because you made a decision in which now you have no choice. That's really the only reason. Because I have no idea what the politics are in the U.S. as far as what they want, and I'm sure the opinions abound as to why we were over there to begin with, and maybe I've thought about some of it myself. It's disorienting. Why were we over there? Well, I told you, I'm there to help my brother get home safe. I'm there because I was presented an idea where we're the warriors, and coming from where I came from, that's what I felt like. I felt like a warrior. I felt like that's what I wanted to be, Whether it stayed that way or not is really, hit and miss. It's both, you know, but that's why. It's simply because now you have to. You're there, you know. Culmination of our decisions. And that's really the only reason. Because, oh man, yeah. It's rough to deal with, you know, all the destruction and all the stuff that you see go down there. And there is no reason why, you know, there's no reason to kill one another. I mean, I don't think there was. But that's just a personal opinion, you know. So, but what do? You made the decisions based on what you thought was correct at the time. And I'm certainly humble enough to be able to admit that my perception wasn't really altogether, you know, whole, because I didn't really see the whole picture like I did after that. So, you know, it's about all I can really say on it. It's just that tipping point that once you make so many decisions, there you are. You're in the desert. You're fighting. People are dying. You know? Really nothing else to say about it. There's no purpose for it. There's no, you know, and I'm certain some folks will see a need for war and all this, but I think that in this time, in this day and age that we live, we're certainly smart enough to be able to communicate with one another without weapons, but somebody wants to make them, right? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what goes on with this war. You know, it's awful.
And it never stops.
It never stops. It's just the worst part of human nature. You know, we've had all these wars throughout all these years, and you want to imagine that there's going to be an end to it at some point. But really, we know we're probably just fantasizing at that point. You know, there's really no way to stop this, because the guys that are making those decisions aren't the ones wearing the uniform and going out there and performing the tasks. So I don't really know what to say other than, you know, you asked me for a reason, and I can give you my personal reason, and maybe if a commander were sitting here, maybe he'd give you a logistical reason. But can you think of a reason to kill another man without you being placed in a direct situation where your life is in danger? And even then, you're going to wonder, why am I here? Why am I fighting? Why am I fighting this guy? Because I decided that and now I'm here, and now he wants to, you know, it's a process to get into that point. And there's no purpose or reason for it. You know, I feel like, I mean, peace, love, that's all we need to be showing to one another, man. You know? And I think that maybe one day we can hope for that. But
today, maybe.
I you know, it's out there. You know, just like we were speaking earlier prior to going on this podcast, and you were telling me, you know, the good comes with the bad. It does. It's you know, in relation to one another. But,
I think we live in a world of duality. There is no good without the bad. But So I think we can never stop fighting. I think we can never stop.
That's kind of what I was.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at. You know, you hope for something, that something could be done, but I mean, let's look at history. Let's look at the state of the world, man. I mean, it's just human beings in general have fought each other since the dawn of man. You know, it's one of those things we unfortunately will probably never get rid of. You know, the only thing we can really do is do what we think is right, because eventually the situation that a situation that you put yourself in has to be dealt with. You can't ignore it at that point. So really, we got to figure out something that allows us not to get so far into it that we're killing each other en masse or even at all. That's just one of our hopes, for the universe, I guess. What do you think?
I'll continue with your deployments, because second deployment was with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's some kind of unique experience. You were stationed together. You were in a bunk together, if I know.
Yeah, we were stationed together. She was in the same unit, but she was in a different area of that unit, and so whenever we went out, we actually had, at this point we wasn't in the middle of the desert anymore. They had plenty of structure in that there in Iraq. So her and I actually, when we were in the same base, we were allowed to stay in the same kind of little hut type thing, and she would work on topographic products, and I would be doing the QRF thing. I mean, we seen each other, and that we flew together on Black Hawks and things like that. And the hardest part of that whole thing, of course, since we were both deploying, we had 2 children at this point, because my daughter was born in 2009. And so our children, this is 2011, the second deployment. And her parents graciously took care of our children, and allowed us to take care of our obligations to the Army. And that was probably the roughest thing, just being away from the kids. They don't really understand. They're quite young at this point, not that they were even bothered by it, but I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It is, I suppose it would be a very unique situation, and given that, I'd already been over there in 2005, I really didn't know what to expect. And then, whenever we got out there, like I said, it wasn't as wide open as the first deployment, and it was pretty much an assisting and advising type situation, or at least that's what we tried to accomplish there then. So it was a different mission, instead of, what we were doing at first. We were just kind of trying to help these guys and get prepared to take off, and leave. So she was a part of that, and she was a paratrooper and all that first, she was the reason that I wanted to even go be a paratrooper. And I can't really speak to the capacity that she was doing, or what she was doing there, because like I said, she works in a different, like a headquarters type situation, and that's what she was doing. So yeah, we were deployed together, but we weren't together, if that makes sense, like definitely doing other things.
But the anxiety, was it higher because your wife was there and your children were home, and the first time you were afraid just for yourself, and the second time
Well, yeah, of course. You lose sleep over thinking that something might happen to your lady, you know, or even both of us, you know, and then our children are left parentless, you know. That's not something you really want to see, but it was a completely different vibe. In 2011, it was a completely different vibe. It wasn't like so much engagement. It wasn't so much, and it did happen, you know, where, you know, we had some improvised explosive devices and that go off, but it wasn't a lot of engagement. Basically, they were just ready for us to go. And so there wasn't much in the way of engaging otherwise because we were just on our way.
So it wasn't so intense as the first
It wasn't
time.
so intense. No, it wasn't so intense at all. It was, you know, quite a uneventful deployment as far as like huge events. You know, seemed more like we had a job to do there, you know, like help the Iraqi soldiers get ready, do the, you know, the different aspects of what was going on. But yeah, we were just basically trying to help these guys get ready to be on their own. So completely different situation, if that makes sense.
And then with all this experience, with all those horrific things you see, you come home.
Mm-hmm.
And you get discharged.
Yep.
And then what? It must be very confusing.
It is, because again, I'm in a situation in which I was very young whenever I went to the military, and I don't really have any other skills, you know, as far as like education, and like I'm not going to be a lawyer at this point, basically. And so, yeah, I get out. I had some financial difficulty in the transition, you know, and wound up just trying to figure something out. You know, my wife, she was actually still in for a little bit after I'd first separated, and then she ultimately separated, and there we were. We're in North Carolina. We don't really know what we're gonna do. I mean, I knew I had to do some work and like figure it out. So I just went and I applied for a few jobs. I wound up getting a job doing selling vehicles and selling cars, and seemed to be okay at it. You know, I made some decent money doing it. So I was like, all right, this could be something that I could kind of further explore. And so I did for the 5 years before I started getting my kind of retirement thing. I sold cars, and I started, you know, because any of the veterans, they can go to this place, this hospital. It's the Veterans Affairs Hospital, and you can go talk to them. You know, they'll set you up, and they'll let you talk to, you know, any doctors types that you need. They'll let you see these specialists, and these specialists they assess all of your I guess ailments or like physical limitations, and then they assess it, and then they give you a little bit of a pension each month. And I was fortunate in that, you know, the VA they took great care of me personally, you know, and I was able to start getting that. So after I started getting that, I started realizing, hey, I can really just kind of do whatever I want now. You know, I've got time. I don't really have to go to a 9-to-5 kind of job type thing. Not that that would be something that I'd be interested in anyway, but it's just gives me the freedom to do what I want. I mean, it's hard for me, you know, to interact with a lot of people. I'm not the kind of guy that goes out and, has a bunch of friends or any of this type of stuff. I just have time to do whatever I feel that I kind of wanted to do. And one of the things that I decided was to do this hike. I heard about the Appalachian Trail whenever I was a child. And it's an amazing trail. It goes from Georgia to Maine, and it's about 13 states or so. And the difficulties that I was going through with now I'm not a soldier, and like all that realization that your fantasy is kind of unraveled at this point. You're not a warrior in not in Iraq, but anywhere basically, and just the sports are, of course, I'm older now. There's no glory in sports for us older folks, and unless we're, of course, Olympic athletes, which Slovenia, you guys have some amazing Olympic athletes. I think they're second per capita in the world for Olympic athletes, which is amazing, man. But yeah, once I had so many difficulties, I said, I have to do something, to try to, because I used to be a very religious man, like whenever I was in my childhood and I was going through all this and the Marine Corps and all this, and I tried. I even thought some of the stuff that was going on with me was because I didn't believe in the religion like I used to. So I would feel guilty, and I would like go back to church, and I would do all this religious stuff, and it just, a lot of beautiful folks there in some of the religious institutions, but I just didn't find what I needed, So I just went out on this trail, 2,192 miles. And I thought, man, I'm just going to go out here and hike. I'm going to do this whole thing, It kind of sounds like a out of shape, just, depressed, all kinds of awful things. Got out there. It took me 6.5 months to do this. It normally takes folks about 6 months. It took me 6.5. I was in the worst shape of my life probably when I first started this endeavor. And I found something that I was looking for, man. I found just a tiny amount of peace in my mind, Just being able to sit on the top of a mountain, just being able to listen to the sound of nature, It had that healing effect that I hoped the religion would bring me, And, tired, exhausted. Sometimes you just feel like you can't even walk another step, but it was right where I needed to be, So I did that whole hike, 2,192 miles. I met some of the most. They started calling me, everybody has trail names out there, and they started calling me Rooster. That's why I actually still go by that nickname fairly often.
Why Rooster?
Because I used to wake up early, and I would be the first one, like packing all my stuff and getting ready to bug out, and then one of my friends.
So it's a group.
It's a group. It's one of the most hiked trails in the U.S. As far as like the long trails. Now, there's not many folks that are going to attempt it, but it's still in the thousands. Let's say a few thousand folks attempt the Appalachian Trail each year to do the entire thing, and so you build these relationships. They're transient relationships. They're like, okay, we see each other, we're going in the same direction. It might be 3 weeks, and then I run into you again because you stopped at this city and you wanted to have a break, and it's that type of thing. So we're all kind of moving down this trail, and it was just like I said. I found out I had so many. I felt like I was doing so much better, like mentally, of course, it's a lot simpler whenever all you have to do is put your backpack on and start walking, and you've done what you hoped for the day. Very simple life at the time, whenever you're out there on trail. And I did that. It took me 6.5 months to do that one. And then and there I knew, I talked to my lady. Her and I have been together since we were 19. And I always get this thing where, friends will be like, what, you're married, you have 2 kids, you're leaving for how long, But it's just the state of affairs. My lady and I started our relationship separated. I deployed right off the rib. We've done training exercises. We've done deployments, this, that, and the other. We've spent plenty of time apart as well. And I'm fortunate enough that she understands this is something that I need, It's not really that I just want to be away from my family. My family they're the most important people to me, but I just have to retreat from everything and just get this right, And where I do it is in nature, I just like to be in nature. Hike. I did that hike in 2019, shortly before 2022. My father passed. I was telling you, my mother and him wasn't together, for my whole life or whatever. But, he would show up every now and then. He was always very nice. He never really yelled or, no type of bad vibes from the guy, man. He's one of a good guy. And, he passed, man. He was actually moved up. He moved up to where my brother and I lived, and he was staying with my brother, and he passed in my brother's shower. And it was just devastating, man, because he was trying to get his life in order. He was finally like, okay, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna try to do this. He was hopeful to spend time with his grandkids and was being the best grandfather that he could be. Just a great grandfather. And then that happened to him, man. Shortly thereafter, my grandmother passed, and there I was just broken from it. Didn't think it was gonna affect me as much as it really did, because it's a combination of everything, And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this again. Got in the best shape that I possibly could. It's just to cope with what was going on, I got up and ran every morning. That winter after Christmas, I was just running every morning, swimming, in freezing cold water, just doing something that I can feel just to try to numb this sensation, And I went from there to the PCT, and like I said, I was in a really great shape. They call me beast mode there. They call me beast, And it was
PCT,
funny.
it's Pacific Coast.
This is the Pacific Crest Trail. Yeah, I went there in 22. And they call me beast there because I had a lot of pain to process. And the way that I like to process pain is physically, I like to have something that I can feel and just kind of give my mind a specific task. We're working on this. Yeah, we get to feel it here now instead of here, that type of thing. So we went, I did that entire trail in I believe it was 4.5, it might have been 5 months. It just that one's 2,650 miles. And with the exception of a few fire closures, I hiked both of these trails. And I've actually thru-hiked the entire thing. Again, my wife, just absolutely supporting this, man, because she knows how important it is to me to be out in nature. Not always specifically on these long hikes or even away from my family for very often, but it's definitely necessary. It's definitely needed for me. Just to have personal time just to be able to think about my place in the universe. I mean, that's what the whole spirituality thing has come to mean to me, you know, just be somewhere where you can understand your place in the universe, whatever it is, you know, okay. Observe all the beauty that, you know, nature has to offer, and just try to heal a little bit, you know. Did it again, and it did. It helped, you know. I met some people, and it's funny because you talk to people and you tell them things that you don't even really expect to be telling another person, but you've connected with this person, or maybe, you know, we're hiking long trails, so, you know, of course I vent about my father passing, you know, and dude, got so much support from just strangers, dude, you know.
It's
amazing, man.
It's camaraderie, like in the army.
Yeah, exactly.
It connects.
Exactly. That was one of the, you know, one of the things that felt familiar. You know, here I am going through, and I was actually very lucky, because although I don't really hang out with a lot of groups of people and stay with them kind of thing, but I interact with a lot of folks out there. And I was fortunate enough to meet a dude named Matt, and we called him Riddler because he was telling jokes and stuff on trail and riddle these riddles. And yeah, his name was Matt Crane. We met each other, and we kind of seen each other, you know, here and there as we were going down the trail. And for a few nights, we would be in the same campsite, and we'd talk, and yeah, man. And he was kind of a loner as well, you know. So we were just, and then before you know it, we were hiking together, like at the same pace. We hiked the entire rest of the trail. This was on the Appalachian Trail together. So I actually did have him with me for the most part, like for half of that trail. And so when we did the PCT and all this was going on with my father and this, I called Matt and I said, Matt, you want to do this other trail? He was down. He packed all of his stuff. We took off to Campo, and yeah, got there at like 2:30 a.m. Took off hiking immediately. That's how excited I was to just even be out there. I hiked like over 20 miles as soon as I got there at 2:33 a.m., you know, because I just could not wait. He hiked the whole AT with me. So I did have one person with me pretty consistently, although I did meet others that I was with at various times and for a various amount of time. But yeah, me and Matt, he you know, he's a great friend. The same thing, like we're going through this thing together. All the other hikers that you're going with, I mean, Jan, there were times, man, I was walking down this trail, and sometimes I would do close to 40 miles a day. You know, that was my highest day. A lot of times I'd do like 30 miles a day, which is pretty exhausting. And it takes a toll on your body, man, because you're just tearing it down this entire time, and you're not really giving it a whole lot of time to rest, which it recovers very quickly after it's all said and done. But there were times that I couldn't even take another step. I mean, I was just in so much pain. You know, the heel of your foot, and, you know, all the rocks and everything, and then your knees, and then every part of your body. You know, you're doing these marathons every single day, and there's no break. You know, you're carrying a full pack on you. In my case, I actually had my pack quite pared down, so I would only have like 25 pounds or something like this. And yeah, I remember at least twice that I just standing there, like I couldn't even like step off the trail to sit down. That kind of pain, just all of a sudden stop. Dude, there's no way I'm gonna be able to make it off this mountain. I've messed up, you know, kind of pain. And then you sit there, and then you sit down, and then you do all the things that you know are right. You stretch, you try to take care of your muscles and like say, all right, come on, man, help me out here. We can't just sit on the mountain. And then you find it in yourself to get up and do it again for a couple more miles. And then you take another break and you just get through the day. Next morning, you might wake up feeling like feeling like a champion. And not even feel this, but other times there's a thing we call the hiker hobble, where after you hike so long, whenever you stand up, you kind of walk funny. You know, they just kind of hobble along because it's just a lot of exertion, a lot of wear and tear on your stuff, and your feet are just they're torn apart, basically.
It sounds pretty self-destructive.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
But it's a way... maybe you had so much stuff going on inside that you needed to be a little self-destructive to your body, because it focuses your attention from the things inside to your body.
Yes.
But did it really help you to process the things inside?
Oh, yeah. It really did.
When you finished, it didn't come back. How did you do this?
As far as like the PCT and my father and all that, it helped me understand and like put into context how I was feeling, because like you're saying, I wanted something I could actually deal with. Sometimes this right here just runs away on you, and there's nothing you can really deal with as far as it's concerned. So if you can translate that into physical pain, into something you can actually process, then I did it together. I cried for my father, and I hiked as hard as I could. I fasted for 5 days. I suffered physically to try to rid it out of my mind, So yeah, 5 days, just water,
On the trail?
No, after my father passed.
Okay.
Like right after he passed, I just didn't eat and just went on this fast, and I said, I'm turning my life around, man. My father had heart problems, and my granddad, he actually passed from a heart attack as well. He was in his 70s, but we had some heart problems, and I just realized, kind of the destruction that I was doing to myself, So I was just trying to get the things in order with, try to be as healthy as I can with my heart and that. I mean, I fasted 5 days. I completely quit eating meat altogether. I quit eating anything processed, which I wish I still did, but this was just at the time how I dealt with this. And I felt the most amazing I had in my life. I quit. I only ate like as organic of vegetables in this as I could. And just did I actually went 100% plant-based for a few years. A couple years after my father passed, about 1.5 to 2 years, and then I started introducing a little bit of cheese and eggs. And I don't eat meat or anything like that anymore. But yeah, it was just that process, man. I had to go through. I had to feel the hunger. I had to feel the pain. I had to feel everything, to make this make sense. Does that make sense, Jan?
Mm.
And it worked. It worked. I seen my father there, on the top of those mountains. I seen my father in what I was doing. I seen his support, I seen the support from everybody else, I mean, I didn't see my father walking out of the woods after he had passed, but I just knew that this was the right thing. process it, suffer. It's okay. And just make it through. So
it just comes to my mind that maybe you need these extreme situations because your brain went through such extreme situations like war, and maybe you cannot live without these extreme situations repeating in your life.
It has to be something like that. I mean, I have a lot of acquaintances and a lot of good friends from school and that. They just my purpose is not to suffer, but to process my suffering in a helpful way as much as I can. There is a certain amount of self-destruction that goes on in it, but you can always slow down and you can always just relax and just be where you are. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I just kind of rely on these type of things, these long hikes, these more extreme type things, if you will, to process everything, cope with everything. Makes it a whole lot easier.
And now you're in Slovenia. How did your path bring you here?
Man, it's actually a pretty amazing story. So my lady, my father-in-law, he invited me to Slovenia. He'd spoke with me about it. He was telling me about Bled. He was telling me about this artwork. Just to preface this briefly, my wife's Omi, she owns a gallery, okay, and she's really big into art. So we're an artistic family. We love art, and she does oil paintings and things like this. Does some graphic design. My kids, they're both in art. Her parents actually do art, both in felting and painting. Her dad paints in a watercolor and does some other painting. But her grandparents in Germany, they own this gallery, and they have for years and years. And it's been a huge part of her life. Her grandfather was a very good mentor to her in this. So yeah, he was an artist. So when we came to Slovenia, Kim, which is her father, told me about how amazing it was. We had planned this hike. We were going to go out to the Julian Alps. We were going to hike from some of the huts and do some biking, and we actually biked a couple 100 kilometers, and just on the e-bikes and stuff. And we'd go through wine country. We went to Pula. We went up Versich Pass, I think it was called. And it was amazing. I mean, we were just having a great time. But he's a little bit of an older guy, and his knees are they started acting up on him, which they were bone on bone. I mean, like I said, he really shouldn't even been hiking and doing all what we were supposed to do for as long as we did. But when he finally did get tired, he was like, yeah, I think we might have to, kind of replan this whole hiking thing and figure out something else to do. So he's like, all right, I got something to show you. And he took me to Pula to see the Colosseum. And I was just blown away. They really didn't have any hotels. I was telling them, I was like, let's just stay at one of these hostels. And we found one. And that's where I met Marko Babic. We started talking for a second, and I was looking for art because I know Slovenia is great, is a great place for art. I just from what my father-in-law was telling me, and then a little bit of the research that I'd done, I know that there's a lot of artistic expression in this area, and I was just excited to find some art anyway. So whenever I found Marko, he showed me some of his art, and I was just blown away, man. I was like, whoa, this guy, this is exactly the person I was looking for. And then, we chatted for a few, and he was like, hey, come out and check out some of my pieces, you can actually see some art. I was like, oh man, I was just so excited. I was like, all right, this is going to be amazing. And that was a Pekra. And so he took me to Pekra and showed me all this amazing artwork, man. He graciously sold me quite a few pieces and probably, didn't charge me near enough for them, but he allowed me to purchase some of his artwork and invited me to Maribor, and I just fell in love with this place, man. I mean, the art scene here and with the music, it's amazing. We went over to Pekarna and I met another man there named Samo, who was a musician. Whenever we went and he was showing me these art pieces, we talked about his art and everything, and then he had a guitar there, and I thought, well, he's showing me all this, I can kind of show him something on the guitar. At that point, I hadn't even really practiced in a good while, I was on kind of one of those breaks from playing, and but it felt right, so I was like, all right. I started playing for him, and he seemed to reciprocate my enthusiasm for his art. He seemed like he felt the same way about the music. And then we went to Pekarna and spoke with some Slovenians there, and they loved it. They loved the music. They played their own music as well. It was the music, It wasn't just meeting a redneck in Slovenia that caused all of it. But yeah, we just hit it off, and Marko and I. He graciously hosted me for a couple of days, and we had many discussions. Some things, about all the finer aspects of why we're where we are, and he invited me to work with him on a project now, since his artwork is in a gallery here in Maribor, and we're going to get together now. This is almost to the day of 1 year since I came here last time, and now we're going to work on some projects together. And every time I come, I meet that many more excellent musicians. Like everything that you kind of are told about the artistic and musical environment here in Maribor, it's amazing, dude. It's just one of those things, and I wouldn't really consider myself like any kind of professional musician or anything like this, but the music does the same thing that I was telling you the hiking does. It's not as destructive as the hiking. You don't need to feel so much pain when you're playing, although it is possible, to express that through music. It's just expressing a certain type of thing that appealed to me. And once I got this great reception from these guys last year, with my own part of, participating with playing music with these guys, it just motivated me. I went back, I started playing even more. I was just like blown away that this could be so powerful, you know, and yeah, he invited me back. We spoke about you, Jan, and he was telling me, he excitedly told me about this amazing podcast that you have from Maribor, and I hope that I'm able to come to Slovenia as often as possible. You know, if it's up to me, I'll be over here every single year. You know, that's just how much I feel welcome here. You know, it's like, yeah, there's kind of a novelty with the accent and things like this, you know, that people are kind of intrigued by. But man, I've been treated so well here, and not that in America, the folks that where I'm from, they're very friendly. They're farmers. They're, you know, mountain folk, and but yeah, the reception that I've had here in Maribor, I hope to be a part of something with Marco, with Samo, with these amazing folks that I've met here. It would just be something that I didn't even envision for myself, or like really even think about. Possibility, you know, it being a possibility for myself.
Coming from the world of warriors to the world of artists.
It's such a night and day, you know, the opposite end of the spectrum, if you will. Yeah, it's perfect. It actually is perfect, and it has to be, because that's that balance that we were talking about. You know, now I have another piece to try to equalize everything here, you know. But yeah, we my wife and I, we really want to have our own gallery ultimately, you know. We dream of maybe having a gallery of our own in America. And like I said, her name's Julia Stevens. She's an amazing artist. I mean, she has these amazing oil paintings, and she's working on some graphic novels and stuff that will be released as well. But yeah, we hope to just have a place to where, you know, other artists and stuff can collaborate and can work, you know, just enjoy that type of thing, you know. I mean, I really don't know. I'm not a businessman in the art or into any of this type of thing. But since her grandparents have owned that gallery and all that, they really just gave us a lot of inspiration, because they're just surrounded by all of this beautiful art. Me personally, I'm more into like the music aspect of it than painting myself. I love paintings, but I'm not a very good painter myself, you know. But yeah, if the universe unfolds as I think it may, you know, I hope to, you know, make a gallery and actually try to you know, combine some of the ideas of the Slovenian art with some of the stuff we might have, you know, just see what's possible. I really don't even know what to speak on there, because art is so vast. It's like, what can we do? You know, we're just excited about working on, you know, something at the moment. And at this moment, it's Marko Babic, his paintings, you know, they're amazing. He's already put in so much effort that, you know, it's coming around. You know, he's already in this gallery. He's selling a lot of pieces, and just to be a part of that for me, any of the artists from Maribor is amazing, you know. And he invited me along for some reason. He might just like laughing at the accent or something, but he keeps me around for something, you know. And I actually entertain and play a little music to him every now and then. But yeah, he's a great artist, and dude, a lot of exciting prospects. I mean, I don't know. I've met some amazing musicians. I've met, you know, some amazing artists here, and the possibilities are truly endless as to what could be the next for me, you know. I mean, I don't know. I could play some music. I could realize my dream of opening a gallery in the U.S. with my wife and have that going. Or it could be a plethora of things that I haven't even thought of yet. You know, and all that's good.
So would you say you found the balance to outweigh the horrors you saw with the good you saw?
Yeah, I think so. I think the longer that I'm fortunate enough to be alive, the more balance that I am able to gain here, because we're at the opposite end of the spectrum. We're piling things, you know, to where we actually do. Is it balanced? Could it be better? You know, of course. It's hard to sleep at night sometimes, but once you realize that there is so much good, it gives you some context, you know. And that's why I'm always like peace and love. Like, seriously, I try to show anybody courtesy, because I know everybody's going through something. You know, everybody's dealing with their own lives, and who knows what they're going through, man. So I try my best just to, you know, understand where people are coming from. You know, I try to understand myself, man. It's wild because, you know, it's like you said, and we can leave it at that, because you cannot have good without bad. So if my life were just bad, then maybe I would be struggling right now and constantly struggling, and I do have my struggles. But I am fortunate in that I do have that other side that I found. See, the artistic side is not as destructive as the go type thing, you know, just tearing my body down or any of this type of stuff. But I mean, of course, you always have to try to keep your physical fitness in mind, and, like, you know, at least try to not get too astray from that, because it has a lot to do with how you feel mentally, you know. Are you being active? Are you doing things? Are you doing something that you find worthwhile, you know? That's basically where I'm at. I just want to find my place in the world, man. It's not a huge place either, I can promise you. As you well know, we're kind of a drop of water in the ocean, you know? So here we are, doing our thing.
Charles, thank you for sharing everything with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me, man. I want to thank everybody in Slovenia that I've met, and Pekarna, and all you guys, man. Have a good one. Like, seriously, I can't wait to interact more with Maribor. Meet even more folks. Thank you very much for having me.